Now, Gerry Hutch made a surprise appearance on stage on the opening night of the Monk play at Dublin's Ambassador Theatre, taking part in a fictional live question and answer session with playwright and performer Rex Ryan. And as you may have heard, the play centres on Hutch's recent trial before the Special Criminal Court. But is this art or propaganda? We're going to have that discussion in a moment. But first I want to speak to Ken Sweeney, Showbiz editor with the Irish Sun, who was there last night and who saw all of this. Ken, good morning to you. Thanks for being with us. So tell us about it. Tell us about, in particular, Gerry Hutch's star appearance.
Yeah, Claire, I mean, I saw this play in the Rex Ryan's Glassmass Theatre last year, and it was a very small production, to maybe around 40 people. So obviously it's upscaled, it's gone to the Ambassador. I mean, this was just bizarre, Claire, because it was, the Ambassador was full, it was a much, much bigger crowd, and, the lights come on, we're expecting Rex Ryan on stage, and what we get instead is Gerry Hutch. It was unbelievable because he was answering questions. At first, Claire, it seemed as like he was part of the theatrical performance because Rex Ryan's unseen voice was asking, Gerry, if he had, about if he'd won. It was a spoof interview about if he'd won the election, the by-election, and he spoke about, how proud he was and how proud his family was. Where it went kind of bizarre and crazy was later on in further questions, Gerry seemed to go off script and seemed to be talking about, if he had have been elected, how he would have made friends in Dáil Éireann and they would have seen, he was a nice guy. It was a very strange night.
And was all of this, I mean, you said he went off script, so do you believe that his answers were scripted?
Yeah. I'm presuming, Claire, he went off script because it was sort of turned into, I mean, I've spoken to Rex Ryan prior to the production and he said, if you're doing a play about a real person, you obviously try and make contact with them, but you also do due diligence. You also have to, be separate from them, and it's your interpretation of them. But something kind of went wrong last night because I felt at the start, Claire, the Gerry Hutch was working off a script, but then some of the later questions, I don't know whether he chose to go off script, but what it turned into was, Gerry going into that same old patter about why he decided to run for election, but then also saying if he had got into Dáil Éireann, what he would have done. And even more kind of striking, Claire, was there were video, screens on either side, real footage of Gerry Hutch with the long beard on, from last year, which shows that he is, he had cooperated with the production. Remember last year we were told, Gerry Hutch didn't have much to do with this. Maybe he'd seen a video of it. He'd slagged Rex about the beard, but last night, there he was on stage. It was a whooping crowd. There was a lot of people in there. There was a lot of laughter. I suppose the interesting thing from the Glassmass to the Ambassador was the crowd was a lot more of the North Inner City. They got a lot more of the gags. But it was a very, very strange night. And you have to ask, Claire, where, has Rex Ryan crossed the line here? Because he's got the Monk on stage basically doing what is a kind of a party election broadcast for a future election, and it was let's put it this way, Toy Show the musical, it wasn't.
Well, and listen, tell me about the involvement then of Gerry Hutch as you went through the play. Was he just in the beginning bit and then was he sitting in the audience for the rest of it?
I don't know where he was for the rest of it because, at a certain point the lights went down, Rex Ryan came on and did basically the same show. Now, Gerry Hutch did selfies with people. He turned up as a celebrity. There's lots of people online with selfies, of him on the night. So he was only in the early part of the show. But as I said, his video footage, which he'd obviously recorded for Rex Ryan, was used during the show. And then it told the story via Rex of his life. But it is weird for the person, especially a notorious figure like Gerry Hutch, to be taking part in the show. And, are people going to turn up now? They're going to turn up to see Gerry Hutch in the opening of the show? Are they going to turn up to see the Rex Ryan thing? What was interesting, I suppose, about the promotion of this play, Claire, which is very interesting, was that in the last couple of weeks, there have been these big features with Rex Ryan in I'd say, the quality broadsheets. We weren't really involved. The Irish Sun, we weren't invited to interview him until maybe a day or two before the production. Suddenly, we were made aware that, we made steps to talk to Rex Ryan, and then we spoke to him, and then, we were down there last night. And I think if the popular press, you're talking about the Irish Sun and the Mirror, etc. I think if we got involved, we might have got really to the heart of what was going on. Maybe we were kept out of it. But anyway, we all got the shock last night of finding Gerry Hutch on stage, being given what amounts to a kind of a party election broadcast for a future election. And as I said, Claire, a line has been crossed here. I've never seen anything like this before.
Okay, well, let's debate some of the issues that you've raised there, Ken. Thanks for joining us. Ken Sweeney there from the Irish Sun, who was at the play last night. Willie White is on the line of TU Dublin, Research and Innovation, and Willie is former director of the Dublin Theatre Festival, and Christy Galligan, former Garda Sergeant and Peace Commissioner. Willie, from what you have heard about this, and now we know this morning that Gerry Hutch was on the stage answering questions as though he has won the Dublin Central by-election. Do you think that this is art crossing a line?
I'm not so sure because I haven't seen it myself, but I am a constituent of Dublin Central, and I know that he didn't win the election the last time, and it's up for grabs whether he will this time. But I think that is what makes it especially interesting, the forthcoming election in May. I mean, the media gave Gerry Hutch the name the monk. The media gave Martin Cahill the name the general. The media are complicit in this. It's great grist for the mill of podcasts and books by Paul Williams and podcasts by Paul Williams. So, and a great publicity for Rex, who's a good guy. I know him, and he's in earnest. He's a great theatre on Kildare Street. I may not get a chance to see it myself, but certainly there's a kind of a muddling when you undertake a work like this, as Rex described it, as a work of historical fiction. I don't know if they crossed the line. I wasn't there last night.
Mm-hmm. But is it ever fair to say, well, art is art, and when it crosses into propaganda, we should all feel free to stand up and voice our opinion about that? Or should art be allowed to exist in a vacuum where it's not touched by politics?
It doesn't exist in the vacuum, and there's a big controversy at the Berlin Film Festival at the moment because Wim Wenders made the mistake of saying art wasn't or shouldn't be political, and Aaron Daddy Roy resigned, and various other people are up in arms. So art is always political, and people are free to like it or not like it, and artists should be free to express themselves. So it cuts both ways. People are free not to go to see the show if they don't want to.
Mm-hmm. Christy, how do you feel about that? I mean, I know as, someone who worked in policing, you find this problematic, but people should be free to go and see this, says Willie, if they want to and not if they don't.
Yeah, well, I have no problem with that. If people want to go and see it, I won't be going seeing it because I come from the premise of policing, and Gerry Hutch was part of the patriarch of the Hutch organised crime. And I was reading the summation when he sought costs in the Special Criminal Court, and it was Justice Tara Burns along with other judges there, and where they refused him his costs. And what they said about Mr. Hutch was one of that while the court rejected the prosecution case that Mr. Hutch was one of the shooters in the Regency attack, the court was satisfied that he was recognised as a figurehead and patriarchal figure of the Hutch organised crime, an organisation which the court was found was responsible for and orchestrated the attack. I always go from the premise of there were 3 innocent men killed in the Hutch-Kinahan feud, along with including 18 others, and many more that could have been killed as a result of the Hutch-Kinahan feud. And Gerry Hutch was the patriarch, and anything that happened, the Hutch organised crime group did it but to say so of Mr. Hutch, and that comes out clearly in the court summation. Mm-hmm. And I find it very, very difficult, and I'm sure very difficult for the victims, the innocent victims of the Hutch-Kinahan feud, to think that somebody is going into has a play written about him, and as a form of self-promotion to say that he's going to go to Dáil Éireann and challenge ministers who tell lies Now, that coming from Gerry Hutch is a bit of a gut-wrenching thing to say, but I find it very, very difficult. I haven't seen the play, though I've heard a lot, and I've listened to some of your speakers there this morning. Yeah, I mean, it's all about artistry and all forms of art, but I agree with Willie there that art is not in a vacuum here. It becomes very political, and this is political. When you see somebody going on stage making a political speech, knowing that there's an election coming up, and he's very much involved in the Hutch organised crime group. Yeah, and this is very clearly stated by them.
For some people, Willie, that is the problem, that he has said publicly that he is going to run again in Dublin Central, and he's up there on the stage, basically, setting out his stall,
I can understand that would be problematic for people, absolutely. But the stage is, 500 seats or something? Let's not overstate it. It's all the publicity that is given around that that is actually giving Gerry Hutch a platform. But the electorate in Dublin Centre are pretty smart, and he certainly has a core vote, and it would be really interesting for people to reflect on why he got so many votes in the first place. And, nothing is ever black and white. I can't get away from the fact as well that 18 people died during the Hutch-Kinnahan feud, 3 of whom were innocent of any involvement in crime. We can't get away from that. But at the same time, who is Gerry Hutch? Where did he come from? Why do people in that community want to vote for him? People should reflect on that.
Yeah, we're getting messages in on this. Our pro-policing dramas and other art propaganda then too. That's David. It's all good drama, isn't it? I think it's hypocritical to watch a TV series about murdered women, fact or fiction, and then say that this is a step too far. We all watch dramas about murders and whodunits. It's all the same. Is that a fair comparison, do you think? Christy?
Well, as I said, people watch whatever they want to watch. People can go to the cinema or go to theatres and watch what they want to watch. There's nothing prohibiting people from watching what they want to watch. But at the same time, when I think of what the Special Criminal Court had to say in relation to Gerry Hutch, and I always think about the victims of crime and organised groups, how they have ruined inner cities like Dublin in relation to the sale and supply of drugs and all of that goes with it. I always think about the victims. Okay. I never think about the person who perpetrated the crime.
So Willie, if I can come back to you on the rights and wrongs of this, because it's one thing to make a play about a subject and examine their life and what influenced them and the experiences they have been through. It's another thing then to invite that person onto the stage and make them part of the fictionalised part of the play. So he's not doing a Q&A about his life at the end, which I know often happens. He is part of the drama on the stage. Is that just a bit odd?
It's a bit peculiar, actually, and from Ken's account, I can see how the lines are very much blurred between the fictional Gerry Hutch and the actual person being there, and trying to determine what is, political campaigning, what is a work of fiction, and what is the real person. That does sound a bit odd, all right, though I wasn't there to witness it myself.
But I mean, we heard the account of it there, that he's answering questions as though he's part of a news report, and he's being interviewed after he's won.
Publicity, doesn't he? And he can be quite affable in his own way. So he was given a platform and he used it, I guess.
Well,
I'm not endorsing that.
I see the Journal saying that after the play, when he was approached by journalists asking him questions about his political ambition, that he refused to answer. So he gets to choose the forum, and he gets to choose, he gets to see the questions beforehand, because obviously this must have been a rehearsed thing. Because it sounds like
stage, people don't generally talk back. It's when you walk out the door, then you have to meet your electorate or the journalists.
Yeah, you see,
and journalists are very good at asking probing questions, and they have a different agenda, of course, to a playwright writing a work of historical fiction.
Yeah, this listener has tickets to see the show. I think it's interesting to see the artistic interpretation of his life and the allegations against him, but I think him being on stage is taking it too far. I won't be comfortable in the audience if that happens the night I'm going. I mean, it does open the production up to this kind of criticism, doesn't it? I mean, you've already said you admire Rex's work, and we know from what we've seen from him, he's a very talented producer and actor.
Yeah, he is indeed. And my understanding, though, is that Gerard on stage was last night only. It would be very peculiar if it were every night. I don't know where he'd find the time. And I'm presuming that he gets no, financial reward from this, that's all consumed by the production and compensates the people involved in making the show.
Yeah, but the rewards might be elsewhere. That's the suspicion,
It is, of course. But I mean, I think the people who are interested in this story will go and see it, and those who are not. Similarly, the people who are interested in voting for Gerry Hutch in the election in May will vote for him, and those who are not will not. And that's democracy, whether people like it or not. I mean, I know how I will exercise my ballot in Dublin Central. But people might ask why he has managed the last time around to get so many votes. Yeah, and if they're interested in that not happening again, what they can do about it. He was asked a question there about his transfers policy. I can't speak to his abilities as a politician, but obviously that let him down the last time around. And without Mary Lou running, who's a big vote getter, I think the complexion of the election will be very different. So it will certainly be a very interesting election.
Mm-hmm. Well, people are asking that question in messages to the programme. Why are people voting for him? That's the real question. People are disillusioned with politics at the moment, and that's far more dangerous than this play ever could be. Christy, would you go so far as to call on people not to go and see the play?
No, I mean, I leave it up to people to decide what if they go and see it. But for me, it's, with a play like this, you're validating someone's life, someone who's involved in serious organised crime. You're validating something that is wrong. And I think we have to think seriously, is this art or is it a political speech by someone who seeks election going forward? And that's what I'm thinking, but I won't be going to it anyway. I can assure you of that, and I can't see too many of my colleagues going to it either.
All right, well, you've made that clear. Thank you both for joining us.